Studying all the time doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a better result. Studying effectively at shorter increments with breaks in between is oftentimes the most efficient form of learning. And so realizing that and changing my study habits was what allowed me to come out of the burnout and be able to get back on track again.
UCAT, VC, come together. How do you handle this? Like Jerry, let's give some advice.
Well, personally, I would say, and all my friends would know, it was especially after my UCAT exam in July, August, I was really, really tired. There'd be entire days where I just didn't want to do anything. I sat in my chair and I didn't study at all because I was just really, really tired. Because during my UCAT exam, I did one full exam plus one full exam review every single day, and so that was like 4 hours a day. And then after my exam, especially UCAT exam especially, I was really tired. And so it also reflected in my SACs a bit because my grades dropped a little bit. And I realized that really important that I, as I mentioned before, keep going because consistency is important. But perhaps I should tone it down a bit because evidently my body can't handle it. I get home, I sit on my bed and I fall asleep and I wake up and it's dinner. I eat dinner and then go back to bed and I fall asleep and it's the second day. And so it's really important that you really take breaks because you're not a machine, you're not a robot, you can't work all the time. It's important that you take breaks so that you can get back to learning afterwards with a higher efficiency. Studying all the time doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a better result. Studying effectively at shorter increments with breaks in between is oftentimes the most efficient form of learning. And so realizing that and changing my study habits was what allowed me to come out of the burnout and be able to get back on track again.
And then you just mentioned that taking a break, right? So what do you do during the break time? And how long? What's the duration? And how long is your break time?
So it's important that you take your mind off the studying, because if you're going to take a break, but then you keep thinking about studying, then you're not taking a break. And so, well, I like music. I like to play instruments. I like to go play on the piano. So basically I'd study for, let's say I do an exam 2 hours and 15 minutes. I do the exam, I go play about 15, 30 minutes of piano, and I come back and review the exam. So it's important that you don't break for too long. If you study for 1 minute and then take a break for 4 hours, then that's also not good. But it's important that you make sure that you're physically and more importantly, mentally well rested so that you can go back into studying and continue effectively. So it's important to do something that you enjoy. And it's not doing the study. I personally wouldn't really recommend reading unless you really like reading, because it's important that you also get up and move. If you're just going to sit in the chair, your body's going to become really aching and fatigued. This actually happened in year 10 during lockdown. I sat at my table for like 18 hours a day. And then I got back pain, which means I had to lay in bed for 3 days. I couldn't get out of bed because I couldn't move my back. So it's really important that you don't do that during your year 12 year, because then that would be really bad. That would mean you're wasting more time, even though you studied more, but you didn't take breaks. So it means you're wasting more time. And in the end, you study less. So yeah, that's what my suggestions are about taking breaks.
Quality of study. Okay.